Okay, here we have the BC Rich Mockingbird cut up to be an explorer. If you look, you can read, well, it's very shady, but it says BC Rich Bronze M-Bird Red. And I cut the cover off, cut that cover off and rounded it, cut it off square, rounded it over, use the excess for this cover. Now you can see the lines where I cut it. You know, cut off the original pieces, and these are loblolly pine from a tree that had felled in a hurricane. Let them dry for about a year or something, and shaped them on a chainsaw, table saw, bandsaw, whatever you got. A lot of belt sanding, and of course, I put a little bit of body contour in there, even a hair of body contour here. It's hard to see, but it's slight. Anyway, now the big thing about this that I liked, what worked for me, was I took a piece of mahogany. Well, first thing you do, you take out your neck, you bolt on neck, and you take the surface, the varnish, off every surface. Inside the pocket, the paint, off the neck, every surface. Sand it till the varnish is at least very rough, scraped up to pretty much gone, mostly but gone. But you don't want to really take the wood off, so that's a fine axe to grind there. Har, okay. Then you take a piece of mahogany, or whatever you have, I use mahogany, and you put a chunk of wood, or block of wood, kind of roughly shaped to the roundness past, because this would end here. So another little piece, sort of a half-moon piece down here. Doesn't matter how messed up it is. The closer you can get to the shape you want, the better. It's going to glue to the neck and to the body on that side. And you let everything dry. You put tight bond on it. You slather it in tight bond to make sure it doesn't get up on the fretboard, but besides that, I also took bamboo skewers that I got from Walmart. They're actually shish kebab skewers. It was like $250 in a package for like $2. Real cheap, but they're about the same size as a bolt, and they're wood with a really, they're very grainy wood. They're bamboo. Put them in through the holes, so it also creates like the bolt effect when it's dried. Because Lord knows the glue could snap, but it hasn't. I mean, this is just glued, clamped. Then you belt sand a living blank out of it, and I actually used a little bit of a filler, body filler or something in here, which you can tell it looks crappy. I didn't go crazy on it. I just wanted it a solid thing. It wasn't all about the looks, and I'll tell you what, if this thing was ever on stage, you're right, if this thing ever was on stage, you wouldn't see it. It didn't come out that great, but that's okay. I've been doing this kind of paint and rebody work and weird things like that to guitars for 3 or 4 years now, at least. 5, 6 years, really. And I still have no patience for paint. But you know what? It works. It works really a lot better than that stupid, big, bulky plate. And also, phase reverse switch. I think it's for this pickup here. Instead of the wiring coming in through this way, going through, and coming out, it sends the wiring through this way, so it reverses the magnetism of this pickup as opposed to this pickup. It only works out when it's in the middle position. Then you throw the phase reverse on. It sort of captures the sound in mid-wah pedal, like half step down, mid-wah. It gives you that quirky, I like that sound. And this guitar happens to be great for pinch harmonics. Aside from that, regular tone, volume, push-pull to split the coil on this. And I normally wouldn't do a split coil, but you know what? I had the switches. And there you have it. They're both 500K volume and tone. God, this tone. This is mostly garbage here in this guitar. I mean, it's nothing fancy. You didn't pay extra for these things. It's just a BC Rich. Was a Mockingbird, is now an Explorer. And it works. Hey, duh, it works.